Thank you very much. I think that in the last game, there were two halves of the game. The first half really belonged to us and a fairly balanced game. And then in the second half, the opponents came stronger. They were very dangerous in their set pieces. But I think that we did so well in terms of how we managed their set pieces at that moment. And to maintain a good momentum in the game, and then we ended the game well, because in the dire embers of the game we were now creating we created some two chances, all with Doku, one with the header, and then the other one when he outran the group and then needed to find himself in the box at the right moment. So I think that we ended the game in a very good mood. It was a very tight game from the two teams. So a lot of lessons picked from that one, and also a lot of learnings always picked from our previous games, leading us into our subsequent games. And so I would say that it was still a positive result, winning from a very difficult grounds and from a very tough opponent.
Are there tactical lapses that you observed in that game that you want to correct going into the next game?
I think that tactically we need to multiply in the final third. We need to really improve on very decisive moments of the pitch, especially within our style of play. That when we hit the pocket spaces, we try a lot of the time to have the balls roll over, or we have players being able to turn in the right mood and then accelerate the game. That is where the goals are normally scored, because of the key moments and then the decisive moments of those sensitive areas. And I think that I have been very consistent in speaking about these aspects time in and out in terms of finding ourselves in these key moments. And I think that my players and the team are also recognizing these aspects, and then when they hit those marks, they are able to remind each other that they need to make the right decisions and be more clinical.
Going into the next game against All Blacks, how do you assess All Blacks, and what challenges do you think that they'll present?
I think that they are also a very transitional side. Sometimes they sit and then try to go on the transitions. They have fast offensive players, and also they have a ball playing back line, where they also like to play the game, which is very good. That they want to play, and they score goals. Rudolph is a very important player for the team, and then also a player really doing very well in the league. So we acknowledge their strengths, and then we also acknowledge what we are also capable of doing, and then we have to be able to contain them, and then be able to manage them, and then be able to play to our very, very strength.
Talking about Rudolph, how do you plan to stop him from disturbing your defenders?
I think that we need to cut off the suppliers from getting to him, and we need to be able to maintain the approach to deny aspects that has to do with transitions, and then stop most transitions, because he's very quick running in behind, and so very clinical also in his finishing.
So generally, what aspects of their game do you think, if you are to win, you need to work on?
I think that's what I've said. They are a ball playing side, and so we need to press adequately. We need to stop them from building up, and we need to really make use of the spaces that we create in behind them, and then we play to our strengths.
And so now you've moved from the Legon Stadium, and now you're coming back to the Accra Sports Stadium. Does the stadium really affect the results?
Oh, I think that the quality of the Accra Sports Stadium, you can definitely not match it with what is at the Legon Sports Stadium, and that tells you that we are not definitely just thinking about ourselves. We are thinking about football. Thinking about football, it means football should be played on a very good ground, and this Accra Sports Stadium definitely is the nation's key stadium, and where we play all our international games, and so the standard is really very high, and we are very hopeful that once we want to play free-flowing football, the pitch will give us that opportunity to express ourselves, and then get the best game performance, and then hopefully we are able to play all the games we play to win, and sometimes we get the outcome, sometimes we don't.
Well, you've just mentioned that the quality of this pitch is obviously better than that of Legon, but other people think that there are other factors aside the pitch quality that contribute to the result.
I wouldn't say so. I think that the team switch based on the maintenance works being done at Legon. I always look at the quality of the pitch. You know, if you always have all the Ghanaian pitches to be like what we have at Accra Sports Stadium, that would be fantastic.
And now your goalkeeper, Benjamin Asare, he's away. Do you think his absence will affect you in any way?
I think that no. In that area, we have co-number ones, and so, and in the absence of one, the other one has the opportunity to roll in, and so, I think that we are okay. We are not thinking. We just wish him well.
It's not just your first
Yeah,
goalkeeper,
that's
but the captain.
Yeah,
His leadership.
that's why we wish him the best of luck. He's done so much for the club, and anywhere he finds himself, we always wish him all the best. And it's always going to be like this. He's not going to be with the club forever. So there will be times when he will not be available. Someone has to come in. So it gives the others the responsibility to also step in when Benjamin is not around.
And you are so confident about his abilities. Some people think that him facing Germany, Austria are some different oppositions he has never faced before.
He is the number one for Ghana. If you check on the Ghana's tracks in terms of the last 6 games that Ghana has played, you know, he's our number one because he finished the qualifiers. You know, very important games against Comoros and against Mali. Benjamin was in there, so that tells you that we just pray for his fitness level to improve, and then mentally to be ready with his foot race. I have no doubt in his abilities and his leadership qualities.
And now the Ghana Premier League title race. Obviously, there are some moments Media might have not won in their last 6 games, but obviously the results you also want to maybe get close to them or go on top. We've not gotten that. Are you still in it? What needs to change for you to be at the top?
We just need to be winning our games and keep that consistency and keep the pressure on. That's the most important things. You can win the league when you win games.
A message to your fans?
They are what we have. They are on number 12, you know, of the game, and then we always want to have them in our stadiums, and we appreciate them. We had the leadership coming to speak with the players, which is very massive. Yusuf and his entourage were around the team to speak to the team, to encourage, to motivate, and then to task the team to bounce back to winning ways. And this is massive. And we wish that the others also follow up that suit and then be very positive around the team, and then keep wishing the team the very, very best. We are doing our very, very best, you know, in the discharge of our responsibilities. And so we've had some challenges in terms of player fitness and player medical status, and that warranted us in some games not to have, you know, many of our midfield players. We are happy that at least George is beginning to be fully fit, and then Asma is getting back to his fitness. Karim is also back. In the previous weeks, you know, in our last game at Legon, we didn't have these players, and so we're playing with what we had at that moment. What we had was what we presented, and so sometimes we have these challenges that, you know, the fan or the media guy might not know these challenges that we get, and so it is not always that you have everybody around, and even top levels, they would Pep would tell you that give him all his players, and he would try to give you, you know, best performances, and then hopefully he'll get the outcome. I think that in some weeks we had this deficiency. Many players were sick, injury, and now we hope that many of them are getting better, and then it's only Hussein that we might not have because of accumulated cards, and which is a shame because he's very important in our setup, but we have what it takes to manage the group.
Okay, thanks so much.
Coach, arguably this season you have the best departments on the goalkeeping side as well as the defense. The midfield we don't have an issue. Where do you think is your headache? Has it been the striking force, coach?
I would think that it is all about the right decisions that we made in very key moments. Whether you have it or not, you have to compete in the season. And so for me, it's not the moment to be talking about what you don't have. It's a moment to be talking about how to manage the group and then how to get the best out of the group that we have. I think that the group has done marvelously, very, very well in terms of their commitment in the discharge of their duties, especially how they have been very, very committed in terms of how we organize ourselves both on and off the pitch, more especially in our team meetings and then in our so many aspects of the game that we're trying to do. That one, I think that I'll bow my head for the